Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV. Revealing Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV. Revealing Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV.
Amounted to 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing aim of committing a gross of. The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosu.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing aim of committing a gross of. The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome to Celebration Television Newsdesk. I am Akosela Nicholas Walter. I do hope you really had a wonderful weekend. Here are the news making the headlines. Apostle Johnson Suleiman becomes Edo Man of the Year 2021. Algeria buries ex-president Bouteflika in muted funeral. U.S. flies Haitian migrants back home from Bada. Buhari approves incorporation of NNPC and appoints board members. De Gea saves injury time penalty and Lingard nets winner. Do stay with us as we bring you details of the news after the short break. You're welcome back, and now the news in details. Apostle Johnson Suleiman becomes Edo Man of the Year. Senior pastor of Omega Fire Ministries, Apostle Professor Johnson Suleiman becomes Edo Man of the Year 2021 after winning the award organized by the Edo Festival Award. Edo Festival Award is a non-profitable organization established in 2011 in the UK. This organization is originally from southern Nigeria, the Benin Kingdom, Edo State. Edo Festival Award is an award created to bring Edo's sons and daughters together to celebrate Edo's rich culture and heritage, and also to recognize inspirational Edo individuals for their contributions to the Edo community in various ways, both home and abroad. This event featured an array of diverse entertainment, including a cultural troupe dance from Edo State, stand-up comedy, award presentations, and also performances from high-profile artists as well as upcoming artists from Edo State. The event, which was slated from September 17 to 19th in the United Kingdom, saw a great number of cultural representations. Following the award night, the Edo Man of the Year 2021 was one of the categories amongst many, with other nominees such as Captain Hosa Okumbo, Edo South, and Kenneth Imaswagbon, Edo Central, The man from Edo North, Apostle Professor Johnson Suleiman, swept almost all the votes in his category, claiming almost 90% for himself. Remarks from the Edo community shows that his award is well-deserved, as the cleric is reputed for his benevolence and philanthropy, which goes from his church, communities in Edo State, his nation, and around the world. And moving forward, continuation of strike by doctors contemptuous, says Ngige. The Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, has frowned on the failure of the Nigeria Association of Resident Doctors to comply with a court order directing them to suspend the strike and resume, describing their action as contempt of court. The National Industrial Court sitting in Abuja had on Friday ordered the doctors to resume work while continuing with its negotiations with the federal government. Justice Bashir Akali made the order on Friday while ruling on an application by the federal government in the suit against NERD. The doctors had refused to resume, stating that they would appeal the order. Reacting to claims by a NAD official, Dr. Julian Ojebos, that the NAD would not suspend the strike, Ngige said it is contemptuous, and that is contempt of the court's decision. He denies that the federal government took a loan from the World Bank to settle the doctors, adding that questions on the borrowing should be directed to the Minister of Finance. The minister said he has been discussing with lawyer to the doctors, Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, on amicable settlement, but noted that NAD appeared to have many lawyers who wished to prolong the crisis. When asked if he would withdraw the case, Ngige said he was just a conciliator, adding that only the head minister and the AGF could withdraw the suit. In another development, Nigeria to push for global vaccine equity at UN General Assembly. The permanent representative of Nigeria to the United Nations, Professor Tijani Muhammad Bandei, says Nigeria will join other world leaders to push for global COVID-19 vaccine equity at the ongoing UN General Assembly high-level meetings. Mohamed Bandei said in New York that President Muhammadu Buhari would join other global leaders to push for global vaccine access. The Nigerian envoy said that the issue of equal access to vaccines was paramount at the 76th session of the General Assembly based on its theme. The theme for the 2021 General Assembly is Building Resilience Through Hope to Recover from COVID-19, Rebuild Sustainably, Respond to the Need of the Planet, Respect the Rights of the People, and Revitalize the United Nations. President Muhammadu Buhari arrived in New York for the high-level meeting of the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly. He is expected to address the high-level session of the General Assembly on the fourth day of the general debates on Friday, September 24th, when he would speak on the theme of the conference and other global issues. And coming from around Africa, Algeria buries ex-president Bouteflika in muted funeral. Algeria has buried Abdelaziz Bouteflika, the North African country's longest-serving president, at a cemetery for its independence heroes, but without the honors accorded to his predecessors. Bouteflika passed away on Friday, aged 84, after a career which took him being from the world's youngest foreign minister to one of his oldest heads of state, but ended with a humbling fall from power. The veteran strongman had lived as a recluse since quitting office in April 2019 after the military abandoned him following weeks of street protests sparked by his bid to run for a fifth presidential term. His muted funeral, with no line in state and just 3 days of national mourning instead of 8, reflected a mixed legacy that left many Algerians indifferent to the ceremony. Bouteflika, who had first served as foreign minister in the mid-60s, swept to the presidency in 1999 on a wave of popular support for his amnesty offer to Islamist militants, helped bring an end to a decade-long civil war. But despite economic progress amid high oil prices in the early years of his rule, crude exporter Algeria later saw growing corruption and unemployment, which became key drivers of the Iraq pro-democracy movement, which eventually ousted him. And still coming from around Africa, Lile's Leave Farm, where Mandela started anti-apartheid journey, risk closure. The farm that served as the nerve center of Nelson Mandela and others activists in their campaign to overturn South Africa's apartheid regime risk of permanent closure. The sacred base at Lile's Leave Farm was used by leading figures of the country's liberation struggle, including Walter Sisulu, Ahmed Kathrada, Joe Slovo, Dennis Goldberg, and Govan Mbeki, along with Mandela himself. After huge losses of revenue during South Africa's coronavirus lockdowns, the heritage site wasn't able to obtain financial support from the government, said the site's chief executive officer Nicholas Wope. A statement from the farm released in early September said the site had closed its doors indefinitely when Wope openly criticized South Africa's Arts and Culture Department for not helping officials respond that the farm management had misused 8.1 million rands, which is equivalent to $549,000 of department funds in 2015. Wope denied the accusation, saying that the money had been used for operational costs. Jane Mafumadi, CEO of the Freedom Park Monument in neighboring Pretoria, remained optimistic despite a drop in visitors. We'll go on a very short break. We'll come back. We'll bring you updates from the United States of America. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality touch of class, and you will be happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
You're welcome back, and now news from the United States of America. U.S. flies Haitian migrants back home from border. The United States has started flying migrants out of a Texas border town that has seen an influx of mostly Haitian migrants over the past weeks. 3 flights landed at Haiti Port-au-Prince Airport on Sunday, each carrying 145 people, according to press reports. About 13,000 would-be immigrants have gathered under a bridge connecting Del Rio in Texas to Mexico's Ciudad Acuña. They had been waiting in a makeshift camp in temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. An emergency U.S. public health order known as the Title 42 allows authorities to expel most migrants before they can claim asylum. Local officials have struggled to provide those in Del Rio with food and adequate sanitation. Tom Cartwright of the advocacy group Witness at the border, who tracks U.S. immigration and customs enforcement flights, said 3 flights left Texas, 1 from Laredo and 2 from San Antonio on a Sunday, carrying Haitians back to Haiti. Border Patrol Chief Raul L.O.T. said 3,300 migrants had been moved from the camp to planes or detention centers. And more updates coming from the United Kingdom. France pulls out of UK defense talks amid row. France's defense minister has cancelled talks with her UK counterpart amid a row prompted by a new security deal between Britain, the US and Australia. Paris angry after Australia signed the AUKUS Pact to build nuclear-powered submarines, pulling out of a major contract with France in the process. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson said France has nothing to worry about from the deal, but Florence Parly's meeting with the UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace in London this week has been called off. Lord Ricketts, a former British ambassador to France who was due to co-chair the 2 days of talks, confirmed the meeting had been postponed to a later date. The AUKUS agreement brokered last week, widely seen as an effort to counter China's influence in the contested South China Sea, ended a deal worth $37 billion signed by Australia in 2016 for France to build 12 conventional submarines. French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian has described it as a stab in the back that constituted unacceptable behavior between allies and partners, and in a visually unprecedented step among allies, French President Emmanuel Macron ordered the recall of the French ambassadors to Washington and Canberra. Speaking on a flight to New York, where he will take part in the UN General Assembly, Mr. Johnson said France should not worry about the alliance, insisting that Anglo-French relations were innegotiable or ineradicable. The Prime Minister said Britain and France have a very friendly relationship, which he described as being of huge importance. We go straight to business news right now. Let's see how Buhari approves incorporation of NNPC and appoints board members. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited be incorporated. He also approved the appointment of board and management of the NNPC Limited with Senator Ifeanyi Ararume as chairman. The group managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NPC), Mr. Mele Kyari, was appointed chief executive officer. This was contained in a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, saying that the president acted in accordance with the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. The statement read, President Muhammadu Buhari, in his capacity as Minister of Petroleum Resources, has directed the incorporation of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. And still on business news, Federal government plans $2,300 GDP per capita by December. The federal government has said that it expects Nigeria gross domestic product per capita to rise to $2,300 by the end of the year, according to the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo. The country's GDP, which currently hovers around $500 billion, is experiencing steady growth, hence the projection. The minister disclosed these at the United States-Nigeria Investment Summit held in New York, while highlighting the efforts of the government to boost the investment climate. Adebayo said that Nigeria was ready and open for business and investments. He said the foreign investments announcements in the first half of the year grew to $10.1 billion, representing an increase of 100% compared to the corresponding period in 2020, adding that the government was working to ensure that those announcements were converted to actual investments. GDP per capita is expected to reach $2,300 by the end of 2021. This is over 84% higher than the African average. We'll go on a short break. We'll come back. We'll bring you interesting sport news. Don't go anywhere.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality touch of class, and you will be happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
You're welcome to Sport News, and on Sports News, the Gear saves injury time penalty and Lingard nets winner. Cristiano Ronaldo scored his fourth goal in 3 matches since his return to Manchester United on Sunday before Jesse Lingard grabbed a late winner on his return to West Ham in a 2-1 win. Ronaldo trapped in to cancel out, said Ben Raham's opener and substitute Lingard appeared to have won the match for the visitors in the 89th minute. But there was time for late drama when the home side were awarded a penalty for a Luke Shaw handball in added time. Mark Noble came on to take the sport kick, but United goalkeeper David De Gea dived to his left to keep it out, sparking a frenzy among United players. United moving to second place in the table level on points with Liverpool. Ronaldo was jeered and whistled by the home fans at the London Stadium as he tried his trademark stopovers and fence, but proved a handful throughout at the point of United's attacks. And the Portuguese superstar was supported by Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes and Mason Greenwood, with no starting place for Jadon Sancho, who has struggled to make an impact since his big money move from Borussia Dortmund in July. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still trying to work out how best to juggle his impressive forward resources, and United are still seeking fluency despite a bright start to the Premier League season. In another sports news, sweet Benzema header fires Madrid top of La Liga table. Real Madrid moved to the top of La Liga after scoring twice in 2 minutes to pull off an incredible late comeback against Valencia. Valencia looked set for victory at Mestalla when Hugo Duro scored against his former club in the second half, but the informed Vinicius Jr. equalized in the 86th minute before Karim Benzema headed home in the 88th for a 2-1 away win. Real Madrid remain unbeaten this term, having now won 5 and draw 1 of their first 6 matches in all competitions under returning coach Carlo Ancelotti. Valencia, who stayed third, have also enjoyed a strong start under new coach Jose Bordalas, but leave hugely disappointed not to have taken 3 points from this game, let alone 1. Madrid sits 2 ahead of Atletico Madrid after Atletico were held to a goalless draw by Athletic Bilbao on Saturday and 6 in front of Barcelona, who have 2 games in hand, the first against Granada and today. And Benzema already has 6 goals this season, but the real bonus for Ancelotti has been the form of Vinicius, who has 5 goals himself already, more than the 21-year-old managed in the whole of the last campaign. And that has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. In case you missed out, here's the news headlines recap. Apostle Johnson Suleiman becomes Edo Man of the Year. Algeria buries ex-president Bouteflika in muted funeral. U.S. flies Haitian migrants back home from border. Buhari approves incorporation of NNPC and appoints board members. De Gea saves injury time penalty. Lingard nets winner. And quickly we have a photo of the day. And on photo of the day, we have somebody right there who need help and another person trying to help in one way or the other, either good or bad. What does that depict? Not everyone around you is your friend, especially those pretending to help you. People render help in different ways. Are you helping rightly or you're helping wrongly? In that case, that man was rendering a very wrong help at the moment. You can drop your comment on our social media platform on Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV. You can tweet at us at My Celebration TV, on YouTube, Celebration TV. Always remember, that your positive contribution to the wellness of the society you find yourself or the organization you work defines your leadership mind. As an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed, has bagged his ways to success. Be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe either has a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. Be a part of nation building today. Thank you for joining us once again on our news desk. I remain Nicholas Akosile Walter. Stay blessed. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing aggressive. The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State